Kevin, Charmaine, Yvonne, the entire team. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Our workers, our foot soldiers, yeah man, everybody, cluster manager, indoor, outdoor, runner, driver, everybody big up on yourself for making it possible. We appreciate you. Comrades, with no further ado, I want to make welcome to the platform right now our champion for change, our leader with clean hands and clean heart, the man who eats and teach them.
Good vibes that is holding.
Our prime minister is here
Check
to
it.
change.
Clearly when the big one's strolling.
Thank you very much, Comrade Peter K. Ferguson. Comrade Donna, respect. Next Member of Parliament, next guy. We are going to talk a little first, alright? Have a seat, next seat. No. Want to big up Comrade Patricia Duncan Sutherland, next Member of Parliament, Eastern St. Andrew. My brethren, Dr. Andre Harton, ex-member of Parliament, West Central St. James, yeah. Comrade Darrington, Councillor for Papine Division. Comrade Little, caretaker for Mona Division. All of the comrades in the house, all of the supporters in the house. First of all, what a lovely cool evening here in Augusta. Trust me, yeah man. Yeah. You know, Augusta is a special place to me. First of all, you give me my Empress, you know?
Cross.
Yeah. And in fact, I heard somebody mention Gilbert, you know? And I was thinking to myself, I remember when Gilbert leaked, I made up a walk from Ligani, where I was living at the time, and walk from 19 Bryce Hill Road to see what I go on, you know? Make sure Sandra alright. And trust me, the place, you couldn't believe every fence down, every, you know, the place is totally different, flat man. But the next few months was a different liberty, different style of living. But, you know, I was born and grew up on College Common, 9 College Common. You know, my father, Professor Bolo, was Professor Orthopedics at UA. Founded the Hope Valley Experimental School. Yeah, man. You know, and he gave me my wife. You know, no future hermitage we used to flex with originally. You know, and play ball every weekend. And then, you know, Augustown man too. So this is really part of my upbringing, part of who I am is because of my experience here. And I give thanks for it. And you know, you have a candidate in Trisha who is a very experienced person. She has lived through many things in life. She is very capable and her heart is with the people. She will be an excellent Member of Parliament, an excellent representative for you. And I know that she's working hard to make that happen. And she has my full support, full support. As has been said, Comrade Darrington, you gave me one of the sweetest feelings when you won your victory in Papine. Believe you me, because your opponent, we don't say nothing. We're just glad say you give it a victory.
Cross.
And I want to thank everybody inside here who played any role in that happening. You know, who stepped forward with Darrington and make sure say we win the Papine Division. Because what? We now have the KSAMC, Andrew Sweeney is the mayor. And he's doing good things. We're doing good things. So it is a wonderful thing, really a wonderful thing. Comrades, I sat through a very long and fairly boring speech in Parliament today, you know.
Embarrassing.
When I saw all the diplomats leave, I thought, boy, your thing really not looking good. You know? And then I noticed so many other themes he touched on were things that we have been saying. The importance of agriculture in development. You know, the need to provide a solution for people who don't have access to lawful electricity.
Embarrassing.
So many other things. You know, I realize they really don't have much vision at all. And when you've been in government for 9 years, and you're the Prime Minister and Minister of Economic Growth, and there's no growth, and you're the Minister of Job Creation, and the jobs that we've created, which he admitted tonight, are really marginal jobs, jobs that leave people in food poverty, because how we have 3.4% unemployment, and we have 55% of the people facing food poverty, insecurity, food, moderate and severe food security. That means you're not eating nutritious food. You're not eating, and then of course you have all of the medical conditions that flow from that. High blood pressure, diabetes, and the kidney problem, and the stroke problem. You know, see, Jamaica not going down the right path. And if you need to go to hospital, if you're sick, man, you're in trouble, man. Right now, they know operating theatre and KPH. KPH, when certain wicked things reach you, I guess you have to go. And no operating theatre. And it's not just KPH. Many hospitals, I remember the list is so long. So I'm saying this country is going down the wrong path. And the reason, you know, I think is that there's no ethics, what I call ethics. There's no principle of behavior and of morality that is a guiding light for the leaders of the country right now. And that is why we're making the wrong decisions. And that's why things are not turning the way they should. So when I spoke earlier this week, on Tuesday, I said, listen man, the first place we have to start is bringing back the love, bringing back decency, bringing back care for one another, and bringing back discipline and personal responsibility in our lives. We can't go nowhere without that, you know. We will always be underperforming. We will always be heading in the wrong direction if we don't embrace good standards of living, good moral fiber, and the right way of dealing with each other and with our Almighty God. That must be the beginning of everything. And that is my message to Jamaica. And I don't think anybody can assume that the Jamaica Labour Party under its current leadership can deliver that. Because when you look at how they have run the country, the long list of scandals that have taken place under their watch, the problems with the Integrity Commission, etc., etc. It's not a good look. It's not a good look for our country. Comrades, we want to be bold when we form government. We want to do some things that are going to make a big difference to the lives of the people, and to give people opportunities that they don't have now to step forward in life. And we're thinking of, we can't do everything because we have to run the country. The financial and economic side of it has to be done properly, because Jamaica has learned how important that is, because we went through all kinds of tribulations over the years, and we've now understand the importance of making sure you stay within certain basic rules, like how you run your household. You can't do certain things if you don't have the money to do it, and that's how it goes. In Jamaica, we have to keep within the rules that we have set for ourselves. But the beauty of it is that there are lots of opportunities to improve things within those rules. And the beauty of it is that if we make the right decisions and the right moves now, within a decade, we'll be in a very different place. We'll be in a much better place. We have to make our people more productive so that the economy can grow and it can attract investment, and we build a virtuous circle where things are having a positive momentum, and you're going to investment start to rain into Jamaica, because all for one, we don't know the 2-3 million Jamaicans who live outside of Jamaica. Many of them in North America. Things looking a little unsettled up there. Many of them, I think, would want to see an opportunity to come and invest in the country, and to, you know, so they have some options, even if they don't move back permanently. You know, so that is a big source of potential development for the country as well. So We just have to get our act together and do the necessary things and the right things now and start to build one success at a time in the positive direction, and we can achieve. We must invest in our people. That means education and training, because your people must be educated and trained so they can have the skills and have the approach that will allow people to get the right kind of jobs, and people can invest in the right businesses that create value here. And we have a lot of great ideas, and we've unfolded some of them already, and the people them love it. Because the response from Julian spoke last week, Thursday, and I spoke Tuesday, the response has been very positive. Some of them are saying, oh, we can't pay for it. No, it's not go so. First of all, I don't want to get too technical, but you know, trust me, we're not going to do anything we can't pay for, and we're going to find ways in which we can do what we have to do. You know, there's room, because if people elect us, it's not to do just what the Labourite them have been doing. We have to change. That's why they don't want change. So some of what they're doing not going to continue, and it's going to be replaced by things that we think need to be done for the people. And so we will be able to afford it, and we will sequence it and phase it so that it's affordable. And that is what we're about to do. But let me tell you people, tonight really is not so much about lectures or talking to you like this. We want to have a conversation and hear from the people. You know, that is the beauty of this format, because this is the second one that I'm attending. You're right. Yeah, but the one I remember was the best is the first one. Yeah, which was on Jarrett Lane, up at the top of Saunders Lane. Oh, this year. Yeah, okay. Boy, you had so many of them. But that one, you know, was very good because the people got involved and we had a good conversation. I learned things. Because when I talk to people, I listen, you know, and I hear what they must say, and I try and think, well, how can I deal with that, and what needs to happen to make their life better? And that is how we get our ideas, by listening to the people and adjusting our policies and so on. So we're not really arrogant amongst the people. We try and be humble and down to earth because we respect everybody. And we know so we're not better than nobody. We're just here to serve the people and because we've been blessed with certain talent and certain experience and knowledge that is necessary to move the thing forward. And we're committed to doing that for all of us. So people, I just want to say the word is love. We are here. We're going to have a nice talk. And I'm going to hand over now back to Sister Peter Gay, my comrade. Take a picture.
Thank you, comrade leader. Now you've heard from our next Prime Minister of Jamaica, and comrades, we're going to open up the floor, right, for you to ask your questions, or even make a suggestion or comment, whatever it is that you think is fitting for our next set of leaders of this country to take in terms of the policies and program that we're putting forward to move you and the country forward. All right, so we'll make a line, or you can raise a hand and we'll pass the mic to you. So who are the persons with a question, suggestion, comment? Share your name and let us know what is it that you have to offer.
Good night, Mr. Golding. My name is Natalie Smith, and by profession I'm a registered nurse. And now I'm asking to you, what kind of comfort can you give to a mother who, through the negligence of the university hospital, would have lost her only child based on their negligence? And when reaching out to your office, the Ministry of Health, MPs within your government, and by the ruling government, that no help came forth, and so my only child would have died. And when I go to the hospital to register my child's body, I would have been told that I'm not able to. And they would have allowed a man whose name is not affixed to my child's birth paper to claim my child's body. And I would have asked for an independent autopsy. I would have reported to the commissioner that my child is murdered and the father that they would have handed over the body to is involved. And when I go to the commissioner, nothing is done to seize my child's body, to save the evidence and they would have waited until the funeral home added embalm fluid to it. No, that man is planning my child's funeral without my input. I would have made several trips to members who represent this party that I would have supported all my life, just the way I would have supported my child. I would have gone to the Ministry of Health. I would have made several complaints, even requesting help, the last avenue, the Governor General, that a man who has not helped me 20 solid years, I would have taken care of my child by myself. Now he has a hand in my child because the university hospital would have put forth false documentation. I have evidence by way of consent forms that I would have signed off, being there every day, and they're saying that I would have neglected my child as the grounds as to allow a man to come and register my child. What kind of comfort and what kind of policies and what kind of help can you give to a mother who would have lost her only child because this system is lacking?
Yeah. Well, that's a very serious and sad situation to hear about. I'm very sorry to know of the pain you've gone through and your loss. I don't know when this happened. Is it something recent or was it long ago?
My child died on the 15th of March, 2 months shy of her 21st birthday. Yes, so it's very recent.
This month?
Yeah. Is this one? This one.
Just today is what then?
No, this one.
Today's the 20th of March.
So 5 days ago? But maybe she can see. Maybe she not remember the date. No, is this year? I don't even know. Maybe this year?
Yeah. Hey, your child died Saturday? Yeah. Saturday.
Our daughter passed, yeah.
But Saturday is when you were told that your child had died. You didn't get a chance to visit her for 5 days.
Well, in a situation like this, where you feel that the system has let you down, that you have been treated in a very unfair way, and that the death of your child was as a result of negligence on behalf of the hospital or those who are in charge of the care of your child. I mean, that is a situation where, first of all, you have to grieve. You have to grieve. You have to go through the process of adjusting to the loss that you've suffered, because it's a very painful thing for a mother, you know. But when you've had a chance to grieve, you know, at that point you can start to make some decisions. Do you want to seek legal advice and see if you can bring a legal claim to at least get some justice out of the situation? And you know, that is something which we could try and help you with, if that's the route you want to go. And quite often because unfortunately your situation is one that other people have gone through. Not very long ago I had parents whose baby had died at Bustamante, and they felt very much that the situation had been as a result of a lack of proper care for their baby. So this is happening very often, it seems, you know. And part of the problem is the way the health system is being run. You know, the basics are not there. Diagnostic equipment is not working. Machines are down. Yeah, for example, at children's hospital, if you need a CAT scan for a child, you have to go to KPH to get it. You know, you have to outsource it. All the diagnostics a lot of it is not available in the hospital. So this is why we're talking about a different approach to healthcare, where we're trying to deal with the real pain points where people interface with the system and it's such an unpleasant and undignified situation that people go through and they feel so hard done by that the outcomes are often negative towards them. We have to do something about that. We have to sort out what the operating theatres need to be properly maintained. Equipment needs to be properly maintained. What this government is focusing on is mega projects. They're big, multi-billion-dollar expenditure, but they're not dealing with the basics. And when you see the expenditure they're incurring, like at Cornwall Regional Hospital, it is just like a never-ending spending of money and the thing can't finish, and you know something is not, something is not right. So what I would say to your mommy is I'm very sorry for your loss, and I know you're feeling a lot of pain and anger. You have to work through those issues, and then you can make decisions about how to deal with the matter, whether it's through a legal route or some other form of recourse what might be available. Maybe, for example, the hospital itself may have an inquiry as to what took place so that you can get to the bottom of what happened.
Natalie, let me tell you what. I know, let me say one thing to you here. Because I know that the story have a lot more behind it. When you talk about the father and the fact that you are unable to even be a part of the funeral. So, without using the whole meeting to discuss, I'm going to request, and I'm asking, I was looking for Camille Stair. Where are you? Camille, you are the person I'm looking for. Come with me right here. So we're just going to take Natalie aside and get some more information, because it's going to take a lot more detailed information to be able to help you to win. It's not what? That's what I realized, because it can't, and it probably can't answer here. So I'm saying it can answer in a personal conversation. You are the person that come and say you spoke to Dr. Dawes? Okay, so come and we talk.
Alright. Okay, so while that is being sorted out, is there any other questions, concerns, suggestions that alright, I'm coming to you. If you mind coming right here because it's dark beyond, yeah. State your name and you can pose your question, comment, or suggestion.
Hi, good night. My name is Deidre Parker Robinson, and I'm just taking us back in history. PMP has given mothers a chance to work and take their children to daycare center. PMP has given us the chance for saying no bastard, no day again.
Yes, yes.
PMP has given us a chance for common entrance that children who wasn't favored to go to certain high school could go. PMP has made some, what you call it now, some microdams, and all of them microdams, they're gone to because of the ruling parties now. You understand me? There are so many things that PMP has done. Maternity leave. Maternity leave. I'll be 56 this year, but I know from some older folks who has been talking. So I can tell you that I get a $10,000 grant from Mrs. Ferguson. Right? So I can say I was a recipient of a grant. Right? And you know, it will be good. It will be good when we win again. Because then I know that our wages will go up. I know that we would have legal rights to a lot of things that we're not having rights to right now, you know? So.
Straightforward. Yes, we have a great history in the People's National Party of empowering people and bringing rights to people, you know? And it's a tradition that we will always embrace, and we'll always make it manifest again to what is relevant in the time that we are living. And so there are a number of things we have to deal with in this era which remain outstanding. So, but that is the spirit, and that is the kind of approach that will enable us to make the right moves for the people. Thank you for your memory of those things.
Alright, great. Okay.
You know, I was save this for the party leader to say, but I think he has had a long day. And I wanted it to be known that the PNP had took a matter to court today. Would you like to? Yeah. Would you like to deal with it, party leader? I would like you to announce it.
Yes, comrades. Well, some of you, many of you, all of you are aware of what's taking place with this Portmore situation, where the JLP is trying to use this idea of making Portmore as a parish as essentially a way of re-engineering the boundaries of certain constituencies in Portmore to achieve advantage politically for themselves. Well, we took the matter to court. On Monday we filed a constitutional suit, and I'm happy today to say that I have been advised that today the court has granted an injunction to prevent that law from coming into
Breaking news!
It's what we call an interim injunction because the matter has been adjourned till next week Friday, when the argument will continue before the judge because the government side asked for some more time. But the judge has said you can't go any further with this thing for now. And we're very happy about that. And we feel that that's the right decision for standing up for justice and for the country.
Breaking news! That's what I'm talking about.
Awesome. So we're going to take...
Come on, man. Breaking news, baby. Breaking news. I knew I came on here.
Alright, so we're going to take a photo.
Got him. Got him.
Thank you very much. And this is for mainly to Senator Motley Scott, because of the Augustown and its environs. We are constantly
Nora, you hear that, Nora?
Zone. And our small entrepreneurs who should have been a major part of our university township and enjoy that kind of business environment oftentimes are shut down, can't function. We have a university township that we should have serving the university population, and anyone who think about a university township know that it is entertainment, it is our cultural activity and our foods that really and truly bring the business apart from our housing that we support, off-campus housing to live. The population here really and truly just don't enjoy a good free flow of justice, because while they say they will develop and change the aesthetics of our community in which the ruling party decide where they want to do it, it's not that they do it without prejudice and just say we are going to develop the Augustown in entirety. No, they don't do that. All right, they select the areas within the space, leader, where they want to go. And this is where I was born and raised, and all of us here live as one, no matter whether you support the PNP or the JLP. We as a community, we try our best to always live as one. But we want to see that when we look at what Augustown have to offer the world at large, and Donna, you spoke about it earlier, that we have shown that when there is peace, there's a lot of things that comes along with that. We have our Sizzler Foundation, and Sizzler themselves is a brand, a market. We have Bedward, and we want to see those heritages, even Bedward itself becomes an heritage site where people are not afraid to talk about the history and the contribution that these people have made to Augustown and its development. The small businesses in Augustown should enjoy the university township. And presently now, we are restricted by so many other security projects, which is, I believe it is unfair. But at the same time, when we understand the issue and the environment, we need to find a balance so that the people themselves can enjoy a decent life, do their business, and decide whether or not they want to keep their party. Because you can keep a party next week, this week, you shut down here, that boy, you can't keep party, and there's no explanation. The people are not a part of a process that let them feel as if we are in this together. What I would really like to see, because as councillor, I get the complaints every day. And therefore, I tell them that we want to see the kind of conversation between the state security, the community security, and how we work those things through. all right, because I believe community policing should play a real role in these kind of communities. It has reaped up fruits already, and I believe that this kind of standoff between the security forces and the residents is not going to put us anywhere. We need to come together at the table to decide that this is the best way forward and see how best we can continue the living that we're having in Augustown here.
Turn off the mic for me. It's on now. So, Councillor, you have really answered the question which you posed. Augustown is a model for what can happen when people work together and when people have the same goals and the same objectives. Because it has been the subject of studies not just locally but internationally. It is a model that any prudent government would embrace. The People's National Party does not believe in repression and oppression of the people. We believe that we should bring out the very best in people, and we do so by consultation and discussion. Community policing is always a way to go. But what is more important is when a community decides how it wants to live. And peace will bring wealth. You spoke about the university community. Augustown, everybody in here should be wealthy, should have their own home, should have a business, a thriving business, because you are so positioned that you can make it possible. Our administration, the administration which will shortly be in power, will not be advocating for repressive moves. We will ensure that you will be able to move freely with dignity. At the same time, we are going to insist that you obey the law. Now I'm going to ask the party leader to come in on this, because Nkana was always present here. So he understands the dynamics of the community, and I can see that he wants to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Darrington, I mean, you're absolutely right. The historical heritage of Augustown is important. Bedward is a very important historical figure in the Jamaican culture and politics. As a religious leader, he had a huge organization. I mean, when I first started to come to Augustown as an adult, there was a lady called Aunt Tabby and Sister Gertie who lived right around there. And you know, they had been lived their whole life in the Bedward system, even to so many years after Bedward was no longer around, you know. So you could see the power of his message and the life that he was living. So there's a big story to tell, and there can be a lot done to develop a story, an exhibition, a museum, a thing that people will come and say, yeah, I want to see and understand what this is all about, because it's unique, right? And of course, the relationship with the university is very important, and that can be a big source of economic wealth for the community as well. The Zozo is supposed to bring security in a situation where things have got out of hand. And then when that has been achieved, it must be about now, how do we develop the community so that we don't go back to that place? And I think that's where the stumbling block is. You know, the security forces need to be guided as to how that should work. And the way that we deal with permits in this country for entertainment events in communities needs to be overhauled. There's a lot of arbitrary behavior. It is used as a punishment more time, and you don't know who or why these decisions are being taken. You just feel that it is being taken because the people want to keep you down, and that can't be right. And so we have to put a proper system, a transparent system, which the community itself must be part of developing, so that people know and understand in what circumstances music can play for how long, and when it can't, and reasons why, and we just move forward like that. But of course, entertainment is part of our culture. We love the niceness, and we want, you know, enjoy ourselves, and we want to do a little selling there too, and money can run through the community and so on. And of course, if it's nice, people will come from outside and say, what? Man, for come to Augustown and come listen to sound every because you know it's niceness. So we want that kind of vibe to flow.
And remember, you know, Augustown was the place which was chosen to be named after Emancipation Day. That is why you're called Augustown. So your legacy and your history goes back to the liberation of oppression.
I just want to add, there are two things I want to add here, right? And yeah, Manley Avenue for a good reason too. Yes. But two things I want to add. We had Deborah Hicklin here with us the other day, and we did a culture walk. And we know that out of that we saw the potential for the development of a tour, a culture walk that took us from the mural down to Judgment Yard, go down to Sizzler Gully, walk down to the river, go look on the rock, and carry us all the way back up, walk over to the church, go look on the church and get the history lesson from Mr. Campbell. Yes, thank you. Mr. Campbell had us in a nice little lecture there. We get the whole history lesson, and then we went over to the cemetery, which unfortunately has not been maintained despite being a national event. And we need to maintain it. Yes, and we walk over to Bedford. We walk over to Bedford grave, and it's bush up all over the place, and we have to try keep it clean. And we have to work it through. But and so we can't pick up ourselves now because we have enough potential here in our Augustown. But the bigger thing, the other thing I think that we need to deal with is the Zozo and the lack and the problem you have when you don't know how will a Zozo get lifted. Yes, Comrade Donna Scott Motley and Comrade Leader, this is a problem we have to solve. What will cause a Zozo to be lifted in a community? This is the longest standing Zozo in Augustown in Jamaica. From them introduce it, a Zozo is introduced, and it's still under Zozo. When you come into your community and you see soldier checkpoint, it gives you a different kind of viewpoint of your community. You don't feel good. When do you take up a soldier checkpoint? When do you stop putting people under pressure? When do you begin to move that Zozo out into development? And what will cause it to be lifted? Because there must be a way to get out of underneath a particular kind of oppressive law. That police can come in here and say curfew today.
The way that the Zozo law is written, once it is declared, it has to come to Parliament at intervals to be renewed. And they used to come very frequently, and they extended the period now to, I think, 6 monthly intervals. But there's been no clear policy direction from the Minister of National Security as to what needs to happen, what the circumstances have to be like for them to say, okay, we've gone far enough with this particular thing and we need to move on. So we don't really know what it is what the criteria are, that would say, oh yes, all right, it's time to move on from Zozo. And I think that discussion needs to be had, because some of the communities have been there. I mean, for example, Mount Salem, where this youth come from, yeah, that has been under Zozo from 2017. Yeah, I think. It was the first with Denham Town. Both of them are still under Zozo. Augustown has been on it for many years now. I don't even know how long it is. So, you know, we need some clear policy direction around it. And I think we need to have, for me, the way to deal with that was to have community engagement and say, how does it work? Are you happy about it? Do you feel it has achieved something? What is the positives? What are the negatives? And how do we move forward? Because at the end of the day, the law must be for the people's benefit. The law was made because we thought, not us, but the government was trying to deal with that situation. We put our thoughts into it because there were certain things in there at the time that would have made it very oppressive, and we argued against those things and got some things changed. But it's not perfect, and the people who live through that experience must be our guide as to what needs to happen and how it ought to be dealt with on an ongoing basis. So to us, consultation with the people must be very much part of developing the policy as to how you come out of this situation.
Thank you for that feedback and the comment from our councillor. Now, comrades, just before we go any further, there are about 4 persons who have indicated, so now 5, who have indicated an interest to share some feedback, comments, or pose a question. Some of our members from the People's National Party walked in, and so we must, hail them up. First and foremost, we have our region chair for Region 3, that's Kingston and St. Andrew, which will live, Comrade Dennis Gordon. Big him up, next member of Parliament for East Central St. Andrew. Thank you for joining us, Comrade Chair. We appreciate your presence. Comrade Richie Parchment, former member of Parliament for Southwest St. Elizabeth, right? It's Southeast? Alright, Southeast St. Elizabeth. I never remember which one of the direction. But yes, thank you for joining us. So he's always here with us. He's no stranger to the constituency. Thank you. And Comrade, yes, I did a lot of work with us in the local government region chair. Thank you. Also, we have with us Comrade Patrick Roberts, right, the councillor for the Mullines Garden Division. And we have with us as well Councillor Carl Blake, right, from the Greenwich Town Division. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your presence. Alright, so there are a couple of people who want to come in and kind of try and make it short. Time I'm going to leave people at school and work tomorrow. Comrade Leroy, then it was Comrade Chantel, then yourself, and so let's just form a line so people don't get confused and think that we're overlooking them. So come to the front, Comrade Leroy, then Chantel, your third. Alright, so let's do it in that order.
Good night, comrades. Good night, party leader and team PNP. Give up yourself. I have 2 things that I want to answer about. One, I remember that when Michael Manley was the Prime Minister, he had done something to control the prices in terms of sending out inspectors to control the price. I have a problem right now with the prices of things. Concern about the poorer class of people who cannot afford certain things based on the prices. Even the local shops around. The free market thing is getting way out of hand for even the poorer class of people to be able to afford certain things. People are selling things randomly for random prices. You understand? And some people, for the person who have it, can afford certain things, but the persons who don't have it, it is very restrained for those persons to be able to purchase things. So I'm just asking, when PNP come back into power, what we're going to do to control the prices of things? It's really getting way out of hand. Secondly, I just want to share about this. I think that the Prime Minister at this moment, I believe that he's playing God. That's how I look at it. When you look at the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister is saying that the kind of police force that we have now is not the police force then. The type of police that we have now is not the type of police then. And he's saying that, is either you go to the court or you go back to your maker. You understand? I am saying, what is the reform for people? You're not saying that people must commit crime, but there is a court that when you go to the court proves you whether you are guilty or not guilty. And you have the jail or the prison where some people go to, and then they rehabilitate and send them back into society. But if you are going to take it up and say that the police, now you're giving the police them certain authority to just go around and kill people. You understand? What we're seeing on the news right now, and some of young youths are being killed. You understand? Because the power that the Prime Minister is giving unto the police, that you can go against the law and do certain because you committed a crime or you do something. I think that you're supposed to take the person through the court, because some people do things, for some different reason. It's not that you are saying that you must commit crime, but there's a court and there's a law, and I think every police must obey the law because you're not bigger than the law.
We're going to take all the questions, comments, and feedback, and then respond. So this is the last set of questions.
Alright, good night, comrades. So one of my questions that I wanted to ask was, today during the Prime Minister's, soon to be former Prime Minister's budgetary presentation, he made a comment to say that murder actually went down due to the state of emergency that took place in West Kingston. I'm from West Kingston, and I would have seen constitutional breaches, persons being murdered in cold blood, persons having their kids being moved out of the community because of fear. One of my questions is, how are we going to counter that argument, because we know it would have been through different community projects and stuff that we would have, the Peace Initiative, the Unite for Change, that would have been, and proper policing, integrating with the police and the community. That's how we would have had violence going down. How would we go ahead as a party to stand and to see? Because of policing and community developments, we have decreased, violence would have decreased. And I've been in this constituency since 2012. I attended UTEC, where lived on campus, lived in Mona and on Tavern Drive. I remember when I lived in Mona, I could come into Papine. You had a man named John Wayne. I could get food at John Wayne. When I go down, because I'm a foodie, so I know all the joints. When I come to Tavern, I am able to get food somewhere in Tavern, and even down on Mountain View in East Kingston, because I grew up there. And I would have seen where police, one night I was going home at about 3 a.m. and there was no curfew, and they said that there are curfew. And I'm concerned because for me, I know it's a class thing when they attack persons, because if you're from the ghetto, police, the reality is the police and the soldier, they don't come to you and they don't say, hey, whatever, they approach the persons in an aggressive tone. So for me, I feel as if persons within the PNP areas, they are being targeted. I don't want to bash the police, but I'm seeing where in Jarrett Lane, I've heard of cases in Mona Commons and other areas within the constituency where police are targeting persons. And fine, I don't have the regular experience. I'm from West Kingston. I can get down and I can get another, but I don't have the everyday experience of the ghetto youths being attacked by police. How do we move forward, and what would be the plans to incorporate and to have unity between the police and the citizens? I remember when Steve McGregor was at Central, he was able to speak with the persons downtown, where I think he was even placed at Denham Town. He was able to speak to persons. What would be the approach for this upcoming PNP government? Because I know, fine, I don't have the experience. I have persons living in the ghetto, and their experience might be different.
Okay. Good night. My name is Troy Jack. I grew up in Kenya. I have a law degree, and I started working at BMS in countries like Scandinavia and the Netherlands, if the economy falls here normally, it will take about 30 years to build back. Jamaica has been with independence since 1962, and all I see is most of the country dollar is sliding. What is your progress to help build the economy so that it's going to be the dollar can be stable and the economy can fluctuate properly? What I'm saying, this government is trying to undermine the integrity commissioner. And only this government have a problem with the integrity commissioner. You don't see nobody else have that. The integrity commissioner come out and say, this government have 28 bank accounts. One where we get it from. We are saying to this government, all these 28 bank accounts, where did you get it from? And then claiming to say, no money not in the whole of them. Right? And Mark, you will be the next Prime Minister of this country. They want undermine the Intelligence Commission, and the only people have problems with the Intelligence Commissioner is this government, Parliament. You understand?
Yes.
And we are saying to you, Mr. You will be the next Prime Minister. And we want to know what you're going to do to strengthen the Intelligence Commissioner for these corruption, what this government are doing. We're going to wrap it up now, because we know that the People National Party cannot lose this election when it is time. And we want you to do something to strengthen the Integrity Commissioner, that they can afford to investigate the corruption what's going on. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
PNP administration to deal with the development of the safety industry in Jamaica, especially the fire safety aspect of the economy.
Say it again.
I'm just asking if you have any plan to develop the fire safety sector of the economy.
Good night, I'm going to do that. Yeah, Mr. Bolo, what I would like to find out, our former leader, which is Michael Joshua Manley, he came to this island of Jamaica of Tinian, education, free education, and bring education to the world people in this country. General class, right? I want to know, in Benin, AMC, we are going to see our block, we are going to put on some rice and flour and sugar. We don't forget them something there. In style that black scandal bag, we don't forget them things there. See, I will tell you, sir, if you lose the election, you can't lose the war. You bring the first shipment of government. You know, partial from that. And them dropping on the wrong hand. Now we want to know, you as our leader, who will form the next government of this country. We want to know if you're going to refresh it back, be with Jama. Jama is something very important.
Alright, there's just one more, thank you for that, there's just one more question. And we're with...
Good night, comrade leader. Good night, all comrade. With respect, Augustin. Next Prime Minister of Jamaica, what I want you to do when you win this election, before, as a winning night, make sure the morning, the whole and Prime Minister, we're going to know visa, that's him doing left the island. Remember, doing it left the island. You understand? He's a bad man, you know, but he can't better than you. So we have put you up front as a PMP. Roll on your foot, don't let go. Keep up Michael Manley thing. I was at the funeral, you know. I was at Michael Manley funeral on North Street. And I was security at Michael Manley funeral. Julian Robinson, consequence, big him up to. Big up yourself.
Alright, thank you.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I hope somebody took a little note. I'm going to start with the Integrity Commission question. When I was Minister of Justice from 2012 to 2016, the whole concept of the Integrity Commission was developed by myself and a team of experts who I had engaged to go and do a survey of the different anti-corruption systems around the world, identify which ones were working, which ones were superior, which ones were defective, and put together a report with a design of an Integrity Commission for Jamaica. Because what existed then was a fragmented situation, meaning several different agencies dealing with several different things, like parliamentarians were dealt with this one, public servants were dealt with this one, the contractor generals over here dealing with contract. They couldn't talk to each other, they couldn't share information, and it was really not a satisfactory arrangement. So we consolidated everything into one agency. It has the power to prosecute corruption offenses, it has power to share information with law enforcement and tax, it has power to receive and require information from law enforcement and tax, and to share and receive information with similar bodies around the world. It is a very powerful organization. But because their work has led them in certain directions, which are inconvenient politically, because some of the people who are under investigation for illicit enrichment are sitting in the parliament, the 8 of them, and one of them is the Prime Minister himself, and has not been able to get past the report that they did on him, which is still outstanding and hasn't been addressed. They want to dismantle or neuter the Integrity Commission. And this is a very serious issue for Jamaica, because corruption is one of the reasons why some of the things that we need we're not getting. Good road, good hospital and clinic, better facilities at schools and so on. The money that should be available is not always reaching where it needs to reach because corruption in the system. So we are fully dedicated to a strong Integrity Commission. It will have our full support. We will not interfere with it. It is not our role to interfere with it. It must be independent. The only thing I expect of them is that they must respect due process, so that when they're investigating, they do so fairly. And then I don't want them to be an instrument of bad administration or anything of that kind. But as long as they are behaving as they should, then meaning that they're complying with the law that governs them, and fairness, the rules of fairness, we will allow them to do the investigations, to prosecute who's to be prosecuted, and we will ensure that they have sufficient resources to do their work, because that is very important. And any wrongdoings that have gone on under this government, those will have to be thoroughly investigated, and whatever action should take place, and let the chips fall and lie where they fall. All right. That's one. Yeah. Yes. The first question was in relation to price controls. Now, in the 70s, we were operating in a different world in which there was basically two systems. There was a socialist system and there was a capitalist system, and they were not, it was an antagonistic situation between the East and the West, as they were called. Michael Mann was trying to chart a course where we were independent, we were friends with everybody, and not ruled or controlled by anybody. We stand up in the world on our 2 feet. And the system that was designed then included things like basic food items. There was a price commission that set and controlled any modification of prices. And a lot of the importation of basic food items was handled by the government through what was then called the State Trading Corporation. After 1980, the Washington Consensus, of which Dr. Hutton spoke, said essentially those things, that system needs to be dismantled and cut out. Because you're going to have inefficiencies, you're going to have waste, and the way in which you ensure that prices are controlled is not through the state trying to determine what prices should be, but by competition, by having people competing in the marketplace and trying to attract business by offering the best prices so that people will come, or good service. That is the way that that system is supposed to work. What we need to ensure is that there is a fair trade commission that is supposed to look at how the market is operating, and where players in the marketplace, businesses in the marketplace are not operating fairly, they're misleading advertising, they're price gouging, there's collusion. That needs to be stamped on. And so those agencies need to do their work. The government can also play a role, because certain taxes at the wharf and certain taxes that are imposed on trading, GCT, SCT, customs duty, we need to really look at the impact of those things on the basic food items and see what adjustments can be made so that the prices can come down for the people. And we're committed to reviewing those things and seeing what can be done in that regard. Yes, the exchange rate. Now, Jamaica has had challenges with foreign exchange historically, because we don't produce enough foreign exchange earning goods and services to pay for the things that we need to import to maintain the lifestyle that we're accustomed to. What we have done though in the last 10, 12 years is manage the economy in a more sound way, so that the debt of the country has come down and the need of the country to find foreign exchange to service debt compared to the size of the economy has been getting into a better balance. And as a result, the Bank of Jamaica, the central bank of the country, has been able to build up substantial reserves of foreign exchange. We have, I think, 5 to 6 billion US dollars of reserves, which are there to try and ensure that our currency doesn't continue to just fly, fly, fly. And in fairness, the dollar has been relatively stable over the last few years. You know, it's been hovering around between 153 and 156 to 1. That is where it had reached before. We're not seeing runaway devaluation. So I think that you have to give the system in that regard some props, because the Bank of Jamaica has been doing a decent job at managing the exchange rate. There are other issues in their interest rate policy and so on, which are controversial. I don't think we need to get into that tonight. But you know, in terms of foreign exchange management, Jamaica has reached, I think, a point now where we're managing that fairly well. And that is not something which I think is politically controversial, because the architecture that has been put in place to achieve that is architecture that both sides have contributed to. So I think there's a commonality that as to how we should deal with those things. But again, yes. The way in which we police communities. And you know, we do have a history of problems in that regard. And you know, first of all, I want to big up the police who go out and do their jobs and do it in a respectful way and expose themselves to danger and dealing with criminals and so on. I'm not here to bash any police officers. But at the same time, the community that I represent, the constituency that I represent, South St. Andrew, I hear the same cries that you were speaking of. That some police, and it's not all by any means, but you have like 1 and 2 maybe, who don't have no behavior. And them chuck it on people in some way, and they need to be, the management of the force needs to make sure that when that happens, it is addressed. So it doesn't become a sore point of contention between the citizens and the police, because the police need information from the citizens so that they can police the area properly. And if the relationship is not good and constructive, then that flow of information won't happen, and then you have problems. So it's really a community policing, and a good relationship needs to be seen as being very important. And where you have situations of abusive behavior, it needs to be dealt with resolutely by the management, and if they're not dealing with it, institutions like Indicom are there to step in. And so that is very important. We're in favor of body-worn cameras. You know, we believe, for example, a very important practical way of holding police officers accountable, and for their own protection, that so people can't turn the life on them too, is to have the body-worn cameras where they're going into on operations where they may be in conflict with bad men or whatever. The cameras are there to say what really happened, and it's going to encourage that their compliance with the rules and the laws that they're supposed to uphold and not break, and also give them protection where others may be tell life on them and them can say, well, that is not what happened and the camera is there to show. And I must tell you, I'm a little disappointed that the fact that after so many years, because when we were in government, we were seeking to introduce the body-worn cameras, and still, you know, 9 years after, it is still not being used as it should. And you know, some of the comments of the Minister of National Security, the Prime Minister, send a certain tone which I don't think is correct. You know, can't be saying about, you know, meet your judge or meet your maker, like as if, you know, whoever has the biggest gun can do what they like, and if you don't like it, well, go court. No, that is not the message we want. We need to live in a nation of laws where people have rights which must be respected. That's not to say that we don't understand the importance of enforcing the laws and being. Sometimes police have to be very, very firm because they're dealing with people who are doing very bad things. But at the same time, you can't be sending messages that suggest that they can behave in a callous way and then people suffer the consequences. Not you who made the statement, because you're Mr. Big Man and nobody not troubling you, but the youth who are there in the communities being policed sometimes feel the effects of the kind of attitude that that narrative and that way of speaking puts into the mind of certain people. So I think it's a very important thing that you've said. And you know, we believe in the rule of law, we believe in due process, we believe in respect. And so we expect the police to live up to those standards as well. And that is what we're going to require of them when we're in government. Thank you. Yes. I understand that the gentleman who spoke about fire safety and fire policy has actually submitted a policy paper, which is with our spokesperson for local government for review. We are going to be considering the points you've made and see to what extent we can include them in our approach to how we deal with that issue. Fire safety is a critical thing, because especially in Jamaica, where we have such a large number of persons who are using electricity without the normal wiring and arrangement. So we have and a lot of the housing stock in certain communities is very old, and so you have a lot of fires. For example, in my constituency, we have far too many fires, and you know, it is a problem. And so fire safety is a very important issue, and it goes to a number of other things that contribute to the situation that have to be sorted out. But I'm looking forward to, you know, hearing what you have proposed and see to what extent we can improve on those aspects of life. Yeah, the Jamal thing, they have gotten rid of Jamal essentially and merged it into the foundation of lifelong learning. But I don't think there's any real emphasis on ensuring that persons who are not so strong with the reading and writing and want the opportunity to improve have an opportunity to do so in a very easy way. So yeah, because right now there are many people in Jamaica who would like to brush up on those skills. And brush up on those skills in a way where there's no disrespect or shame attached to it, but they're treated as being persons who are looking to uplift themselves and respect due to them for that. So we need to look at how we can bring those things back and make them available for the people who want to take advantage of those things. Yeah. You want it? Yeah.
I wanted to say one last thing, just to thank you all, firstly for being so attentive and for participating in the way that you have. But I want to encourage you, just like how the comment I was about to make is reflected in what she says. We are a listening group. We are going to be government and we want to hear your views. So just like how Dwayne Parkinson could produce a document that would on fire safety and send it in, I'm encouraging you. You might not want to write something, but you can send your representative a voice note that they can pass on so we can put it in our policies. Because one thing we do not forget is that we are here to serve you.
You want me to close out? Okay. Comrades, we've had a wonderful evening. We have discussed many things, and we have heard you, and you have heard us. There are going to be many more conversations. We have another one next week in Standpipe on the 27th with the party leader, Comrade Dayton Campbell and Comrade Lambert Brown. Because we must take our policies to the people so the people can take their ideas to us. And we will continue with our Build Your Dream sessions so that you will be able to do your dreams. It is late. It is 20 minutes to 10. We have done well. I thank you all very much. Comrades, time come for a change champion. Time come for Comrade Mark Moody. Time come for the people.
So Comrade, there's a song with Jamaica, right? Comrade Mikey will lead.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yo. All right, ladies and gentlemen. We not do that. Yo, everybody on this alive, huh? Oh, what am I gonna do it? Let me see what I go. Let me see a live stream. Me have 51 people over to Bolo VNR clips. Everybody go over to Bolo VNR clips. We'll take some calls. Because I'm on the computer already. We'll take some calls. I don't want to switch over. So all I want to know on Bolo VNR 2.0, come over to Bolo VNR clips. We'll take some calls. We'll put the number up on the screen. We'll take some calls. Because what we just hear from Marky G, we have to be encouraged. We have to be encouraged, ladies and gentlemen. My gosh. Come over. Let me send a link in our chat. Hold on there. Let me drop the link to the clips in our chat. Link to the clips. What the number there? Put the number up on the screen. People, my goodness, breaking news. Marky G and the team, the legal team, do it again. What them I gonna do ya now? Yo, so Splash DJ, let me call you first, call you. This is how I'm talking. Let me call Splash DJ first. Call Splash DJ. Splash DJ. That's how long I'm gonna call her. I will probably plug out the yesterday. Yeah.
I have to run out tonight a while ago.
One Splash DJ in a place, so you deal with me, General.
I'm there, man. Boy, I play, so the man put the sleep 3 times, play, they blow on fire.
Wait, say, Andrew is going to drop a sleep 3 times?
3 times, I can't sing nothing I hear my name, I call Bolo. One time I out for call and ask if him say nothing boy, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't hear nobody call, I don't hear nobody name call. Me no know high society people, you know, man. So me have to stick to the gutter. I mean, I hear nobody down there so call, man. From 15 to 16. That is like a 0.1% comparing to 300%, you know, bro.
Yeah.
That's a negative 0.1%, you know. To give numbers, you know.
Right.
You understand that?
Right.
So, whole heap of questions because I wonder now if
But
it
we
benefit.
not even want to talk about that right now. We are talking about Portmore becoming a parish and the bill get kicked, brother. We ask about that. That me
Yeah, I
want to hear
kind
about
of
it.
rejoice, but even the rejoice cannot come fully. Why me not go all out on the rejoice at this point?
Talk to me now. Talk
It's
to me.
it's only for a limited time because they know the PNP would have to go back to the court based on my understanding on the
No,
28th.
listen to me now, man. You see, you have to read between the lines, my friend. Listen, man. Yes, them
Right.
have to go back to the court. Understand that. But the encouragement is that the JLP cannot proceed with the bill. You have to read between the lines that tell you what the judge mind is already. All the judge I do I give the JLP more time to formulate them case to say, all right, this is the case, and whatever. But it
Okay, I stand
yeah,
understanding. Yeah.
to me, no matter what they come with, brother, it is against the constitution. They're not gonna lose. The fact that the judge say,
Mm-hmm.
Bacha, you have to bill. You can't move forward with that. That tell you how
I find more
serious it
time to
is.
present a case.
No, it's not. It's not that. I beg the judge. So a judge in himself have to give them a time for do that. Even though
Leniency, alright?
he have to give them a time for do it because I just procedure. But I just think it's a formality. I think this case is over and done with, my friend. The way the body language I see from Mark Golding in a announcing it, to me, I don't know about
Yeah.
nobody else, but to me, it tells me that the case done, bro. Believe me, the case done. Me I
Yeah,
celebrate.
man,
Me I celebrate.
definitely it's over,
Me I
man.
celebrate.
Definitely it's over.
Me I celebrate.
Definitely it's over. We're at a drink right now. I'm tell you, someone just run from the nice because my dad the bar.
Yeah.
You
Straight.
understand? So
Yeah,
I
man.
really know the call I know. My labor right proprietor now. Farmer PMP. We kind of get fair understanding. She know her feelings now, but our right place is where it's supposed to be at the PNP. You know what I mean?
We love how I live. That
Yeah.
is it. We love how I live,
Yeah,
brother.
man.
For real, for
Yeah,
real, for
man.
real, for real.
But Bolo, I tell you, man, I was restless today, man. Bro, I put on my pod from after 11.
Yeah.
Make early preparation and I do some work this morning early because I even go wake up the people and before 7 o'clock this morning
Right.
just to get that texture work done. You understand me? I say? I finish before 10 o'clock.
Clear your schedule just to listen to the
To
Losers
clear
word speech.
and trust me,
And
my time
the
to
man
get up.
just disappoint us, brother.
Oh,
Look
pure
good. You not look good.
disappointment.
You not look good. You not look good.
Pure disappointment.
You not look
Yo,
good.
I'm feeling, man,
You not look good.
man, really disappoint. Not me, but
Jamaica
Jamaicans.
overall. Right.
Jamaicans.
I
Me
be a
not talk
gimmicks.
Jamaica.
I be a gimmicks me in a film speech, bro.
Jamaicans.
I be a gimmicks me in a film speech,
The man go back from 74, bro.
From what?
From 74, 1974.
So far the man go back?
I was,
Wow.
brother, I'm well in tune till when I look at me say, I can't 5 o'clock. It's almost 5 o'clock. Me just asleep, possibly anywhere between 4:23 between 4:32. Me just asleep.
Oh my god. Ain't no way, bro. No, sir. Yo, Jano. Me just
Me
glad to
jump
say.
up back again because luckily I have the phone on Bluetooth, so I have the radio, the component set in my room
Right.
well loud. So it's the
Yeah.
bag of commotion me hear upon the
When them
desk
a
and
beat the
oh
decks in
my
our
god.
parliament.
Oh my god, man, what the labor right is beating the deaths far Bolo.
Can't believe, bro. But they not have no choice,
It's
no brother.
unbelievable.
Remember say Marky G go through with film presentation like a tidal wave, And mash them up,
But
you know. And mash them up,
do
you
you
know.
realize,
Yeah.
do you realize the level of respect the PNP have for the Prime Minister making his speech, man?
Yes, man. You know what more
And
for the
when Fitz Jackson, because what you don't realize, I bring this to you now.
yeah.
What you don't realize, is Fitz Jackson break the news in Parliament today,
Mm-hmm.
and the judge decision for
Blessings,
Portmore,
Gauntlet Judge. Blessings, big up. Go ahead.
and me I gonna bring it to where Fitz Jackson voice was heard in the Parliament today. When you hear Juliet Cuthbert say member from South East, you cannot be talking sitting down while the Prime Minister is on the floor. And when you look, she going right from South Central. Sorry, I could swear it's Fitz Jackson voice me here in the back. Just check it back again.
So she was
When
telling.
you see Juliet,
So
when you
wait,
see
wait,
Juliet
wait,
get
wait, wait,
upset,
wait, wait. Juliet Cuthbert was telling somebody to keep quiet while Andrew was speaking.
hold on, me I tell you,
So she never
me
actually.
drop asleep, but me wake up at that time, man.
She never knows say she have to give Mark Golding that same respect. She don't know say go both ways.
But if you realize she wasn't in the house and Mark Golden making his presentation,
Oh yeah, man, she did tell them, man. Remember she did disturb me one at a time.
yeah?
Remember say she did get up here, man. Me not highlight it on one of my video them, man. She got up and talk about she have a what them call it, a point of order. Say Mark Golding is misleading.
That is Juliet Cuthbert. I'm talking about the
Sorry.
Speaker of
My
the
apologies.
House.
My apologies. My apologies. My apologies, sir. My apologies. You're absolutely right. She was not there. Juliet Holness was not there.
She was nowhere
Yeah, she
present.
She wasn't present. But she did a fair man speech though, or whatever.
You understand?
Oh my God, no sir. You never know say also politics, the dramatic boy. This is crazy.
This is more than a soap opera,
I
man.
tell you boy. This is madness.
And the JLP party is now taking it to comedy.
Yeah. It's a gimmicks thing, bro. It's a gimmicks thing. All of it a gimmicks thing. Cause I'm talking about the child is not yours. You're not the father. I one bag of foolishness. So I say, hold on there. Yes, I'm gonna take this thing for one short business.
I'm here that no. But if you for take it, ask the people them in the diaspora, what they think of the speech or the budget presentation in the Bolo. Those people probably would tell us that their dollar will not be coming back to Jamaica, Because if me overseas, I wouldn't be sending a dollar.
Right. People eat up the like
Even though
button,
you
man.
don't have to sell a dollar,
Only 21
Even
likes.
though you
Come
don't have
on,
to
man.
sell a dollar.
Eat up the like button, people. Only 21 likes. That not look good. That not safe. Come on, guys.
It is totally today. Me in the chat, I mean, a war with the labor right
Sora, we are
today
dealing with me. No say you want to call me, Somebody else
over
want to
PBC. Yeah, man, we saw me them call me a war with the labor right them over PBC and the PV and the labor right them and say me bias to progress, and I'm asking, how me not talk about the FitSat report, and I'm asking how much years now the Prime Minister of the FinSat report.
I don't want to release it.
And don't release
Ask
it.
them why they don't want to release it. We are begging to release all reports.
And we could even go further. We could even go further. That FinSat report was in Bruce Golden hands.
Not so long? Oh yeah, today I said to me. No man, they definitely don't want that release, man.
Bruce Golden could have released that report.
You know that the report they not favor them none at all. They don't want that release. You can't tell me no. There's no way. From them on the time till now they don't want to release that. True thing.
You understand? So before I go ahead, I want to big up my MP.
Every time.
Dr. Alfred Dawes,
That is it.
Shadow Minister, soon
Future
to be
Minister
a
of
minister,
Health. Yes, man.
future Minister of Health, you
Yes,
don't know.
man.
And big up the whole of Southeast St. Catherine, you understand? And we Afi is a must have to big up the Deputy Mayor and my councillor, Ali Campbell,
Mm-hmm.
you understand?
Mm-hmm. All
And we
right.
have to big up the whole of Edgewater. People, time coming on, man. And finally, me just ask you please
Yeah.
to subscribe to my channel.
Yeah.
There's some
Go in
exclusive
and
clip
chat.
for now.
Go in and chat, man. Go in and chat, man. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
you
me I
drop the
go
link.
chat the link in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
But me have some exclusive people because we have to work together, you know.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
yeah.
to work together, you understand? Now we have to join hands
I'm
together.
encourage that,
You
of
see me?
course. I mean,
And me I encourage the people them to call in, man, and represent where you come from, man, and
oh
big
yeah,
up your MP, big
oh
up your
yeah, me.
councillor, man.
Oh yeah, me.
You understand?
Oh yeah, me.
And Bolo, I did say last thing that, but you know what I did for call you about
Eh,
giving the bias what we see in the media, the local media scene.
the bias of the media, yeah.
Do you think who you believe they will put for the national debate?
Who they
The
will put for the
questioning.
national debate?
Yeah, we need to
Well,
ask that question, you know.
you know,
Cause we need for the
me not really,
people, I think.
me not really worried about them tricks. They see, you know, them look finer details, brother. Let me tell you something. You see, what is happening right now is God's doing, you know. So, nothing with the enemy plan, and it a go fall back on them, all of the device them where them use, them a go spend all of them money. You ever hear them say, the fool and his money part ways? Right? And that them just a go and spend them money, them a go and create them, right now, them have them whole media team activated, you know, to come and promote
Yeah, man.
propaganda and lie, you know. You
And the
understand what
man
I
saying
mean?
his budget speech in a popularity no more.
Yeah, because him have to say that. Because him know say not popular no more. It's just a way if he say, oh, me not really busy about popularity anymore. That is a lie from the pizza hell. Andrew Holness cannot help himself. You understand? The attention is his drug. He wants to be praised. He's a kleptomaniac. You understand what I say?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
For a man to always claiming he's the only and the first.
You're right. But before anybody call me after Splash DJ, I have to do this. So Splash DJ, look a bit. You want to just record that part, yeah? See?
Alright,
Mm-hmm. I want to record that part officially on the OBS for post it. You see? Hang on. Alright. Let me see. We can't get
In a very unfair way, and that the death of your child.
Oh, for fast forward.
Natalie, let me tell you. You are either
Words to be artists. I
People, you know, and it's a tradition that we will always embrace. Making Portmore as a parish.
Here we go.
Leader, I would like
Here we go.
wanted it to be to say, but I think
Here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna make it official. Baby. I'm gonna make it official. Ladies and gentlemen, get your popcorn. Ladies and gentlemen, get your soda, get your drink. We got great news, ladies and gentlemen. Get your best wine in the wine cabinet. If you drink rum, get your rum. If you drink vodka, get your vodka. Mark Golding, ladies and gentlemen, at this speech in Augustown, delivered some integral news, breaking news in a development where the Portmore Parish Bill is concerned, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Golding, the future Prime Minister of Jamaica. Yes, in all intensive purposes, we can see it now. It's pretty clear. He has been chosen, I understand, divinely chosen to take us away from the grips of the devil system, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. And we only pray that he follows the path because we are all human. So let's pray for Marky G. But I have to say, what we have seen from Mark Golding, he has my vote. The integrity that he has displayed, you understand, fighting for the people of Jamaica. Where the Portmore Bill is concerned, ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't for Mark Golding with the needs, the Portmore Bill and all the other unconstitutional things that the Jamaica Labour Party has done, ladies and gentlemen, we would be in serious problems. We would be in serious trouble because unconstitutional bills would have been passed and laws and all of this, even the constitutional reform. Can you imagine if Mark Golding was a sellout? Marlon Malawo, Fortan and Jones would be getting away with murder. We would be on our knees in Jamaica, back in slavery with a government like this. But thank the heavens for Mark Golding, a man of integrity, a man that believes in the people and fighting for the people. He went to the court many times and fought for us, and we didn't even know it because the mainstream media, they did not cover it. They did not cover it, ladies and gentlemen. And I know over on this platform, it doesn't matter. I have to give credit where credit is due. Have to give credit where credit is due. So without any further ado, the breaking news from Mark Golding regarding the Portmore Parish Bill. Let's listen.
Okay. You know, I was thinking this for the party leader to say, but I think he has had a long day. And I wanted it to be known that the PNP had took a matter to court today. Would you like to? Yeah. Would you like to deal with it, party leader? I would like you to announce it.
Yes, comrades. Well, some of you, many of you, all of you are aware of what's taking place with this Portmore situation, where the JLP is trying to use this idea of making Portmore as a parish as essentially a way of re-engineering the boundaries of certain constituencies in Portmore to achieve advantage politically for themselves. Well, we took the matter to court. On Monday we filed a constitutional suit, and I'm happy today to say that I have been advised that today the court has granted an injunction to prevent that law from coming.
So if you heard what he said, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news, breaking news. The court has what, Marky G? Let's play it back, let's play it back. Let's listen to the words carefully, guys.
To achieve advantage politically for themselves. Well, we took the matter to court. On Monday we filed a constitutional suit, and I'm happy today to say that I have been advised that today the court has granted an injunction to prevent that law from coming.
So the court has put out an injunction to prevent that law from being put into action. Come on, ladies and gentlemen, come on.
Help.
Beautiful.
We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor right. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need this. We need this. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
I say, Father God, now sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Make we play that back again one more time for the people that run our back high class.
For themselves. Well, we took the matter to court. On Monday we filed a constitutional suit, and I'm happy today to say that I have been advised that today the court has granted an injunction to prevent that law from coming.
So the law has been prevented from, the court has given an injunction to prevent the law from being passed, ladies and gentlemen. It cannot go any further. That law cannot stand. God is in control, and God is watching us. And God is watching the demon them. We are plotting a scheme, but when them a plot, God a wipe. Big up Portmore, big up Jamaica. This is a win for the entire Jamaica. And every single person that is conscious politically and understands the Constitution, you guys need to realize how significant of a win this is for the People's National Party. Not them first, but really Portmore people, us Jamaicans, and then the People's National Party. And even before all those three, a win for the most time. Because, you know, once it's right and it's just, is a win for the Most High. But there's more, ladies and gentlemen. There's more. Listen to this. Breaking news!
It's what we call an interim injunction because the matter has been adjourned till next week Friday when the argument will continue before the judge because the government side asked for some more time. But the judge has said you can't go any further with this thing for now.
So, the JLP asked the judge for more time. And you know them have them look a style and them look a slick thing with them going with. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I am declaring today that even though there's a continuation of the conversation with the judge and you know, the People's National Party, the JLP and the judge, I am declaring today that this bill shall not be passed. Yes, not under God. It shall not be passed. This is a win for the Portmore people. This is a win for Jamaica. And we are extremely happy that the law of the land, the constitutional law that Isaac Buchanan has so much confidence in, is standing firm in defense of the people of this wonderful land. And you know what? I have to say, Mr. Peter Chambers, the apostle, the prophet, he mentioned in one of his prophecies that the Constitution is standing in front of Andrew Holness like a man. It is something that is stopping him from doing whatever it is his real agenda for us here in Jamaica, for the people that he's really working for, who is really not us, the people of Jamaica. The Constitution is stopping him from moving forward, ladies and gentlemen. And I have to say, it is a beautiful thing to see the Constitution still standing in defense of the people of Jamaica where the Portmore bill is concerned. Let's hear that one last time, my good people. Let's hear that one last time in full so we can get the full context.
I'd like to deal with it, party leader. I would like you to announce it.
Yes, comrades. Well, some of you, many of you, all of you are aware of what's taking place with this Portmore situation, where the JLP is trying to use this idea of making Portmore as a parish as essentially a way of re-engineering the boundaries of certain constituencies in Portmore to achieve advantage politically for themselves. Well, we took the matter to court. On Monday we filed a constitutional suit, and I'm happy today to say that I have been advised that today the court has granted an injunction to prevent that law from coming.
Breaking news!
It's what we call an interim injunction because the matter has been adjourned till next week Friday when the argument will continue before the judge because the government side asked for some more time. But the judge has said you can't go any further with this thing for now. I'm happy about that. I feel that that's the right decision for standing up for justice and for the country.
Breaking news! That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the People's National Party. Understand that's your boss. What we say?
All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Guys, always remember. Hey, y'all, please remember to hit the like button. I know y'all coming sometimes. Come on now. And y'all forget, but the main thing, man, y'all gotta hit the like button, man. Double tap. And share the live stream. Come on now. Let's go. Stop playing. Let's go. Support, support, support. Oh. The like button is free, heard? And last but not least, if you are appreciative of the hard work that we're doing here to cover the news on Bolo VNR 2.0 Bolo VNR clips, the donation link is pinned, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Cash App open, we have the PayPal open, and of course Zelle as well. And if there's any other medium that you would like to discuss, my number is on the screen and you can reach out if you really want to contribute and put your money where your mouth is. Ooh, ooh. Let's go. So, this is a win. Congratulations to the people of Portmore. Obviously, they're going to have a meeting on Friday. Again, it's a temporary injunction because they wanted to come and argue some more. But I am strongly feeling that after the argument, nothing will change. Nothing will change, ladies and gentlemen. Throw that in the garbage. You understand? That is it. Alright, so let me call about this person that was calling me earlier and everybody else couldn't be. Let me call this person. Here we go. Before me take the other call. This person me definitely have to call back. I did promise them I would call them when I'm live on my computer. You guys know on here that was watching from that. Wow, this is amazing. I have to say, this is amazing. This is amazing. One Marky G, man. One Marky G for them. Oh, no answer. It come like you never expect me to call him back. Anyway. Let me hang up the call. It's a person obviously gonna sleep. This person. Sir, say good night. The seismic shocks are too much for them to manage. Hey, we have the best audience. Yo, I got the best audience, period, bro. I got the best audience, bro. Oh, Lord have mercy. Hey, Splash DJ, you need to say something in the chat so we can actually, as a moderator, so you can drop a link for people. But, you know, yeah, I'm still taking calls, guys. I'm still taking calls. For those that want to call in. Yes? Still taking calls. I'm going to call the bridge. See if they're still up. This is the person that's in the chat right now. Number is 1-876-451-6535. That's 1-876-451-6535. Call me WhatsApp only, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you kindly. Yes, sir. I know you probably want to call, you know. So what is your the seismic shift?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I tell you. You see, I like, you see, the speech that Mr. Golden made. No, I told my friend that he has no answer to that speech. And he's going to go back and go regurgitate his vomit. Because there's nothing that he could have done to counter that brilliant presentation by Mr. Golden. You realize?
Still there, man. Me a listening, man. Go through because I know he's an eloquent man. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, there's nothing that we could do to counter such a brilliant move. Nothing. And you see, even when I was talking today, I told you that, you know, when you realize the backward step that the JP has made for Jamaica, we would suffer. We would. Because when we look at Mr. Michael Manley, you know, man, his dream, you know, his vision for Jamaica, you know. And if only that man them call say that, only if he wasn't a bitch and carried on Jamaica in that part, Jamaica would have been a beautiful place, you know.
Everything you talk, my boss.
Yeah?
Go ahead, man. I really think I
yeah,
talk,
man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. The man, instead of him try to bring Jamaica, the man bring on Jamaica. The man hide up food, eat along with the PSOJ. You understand? Hide up food, mash up Jamaica, analyze whole lot of people. I can remember, you know. I remember a Majestic Glad, you know. Because I'm used to the Angie, you know. So we can, you know, we can tell all them things. The police them going, you know. When I'm Majestic Glad, you know. and carry the stalwart them, you know. And literally after that, you know, police them just leveled up the gunman them, you know, and shut up 9 people, you know.
Wow, that's crazy.
A majestic garden, you know.
Yeah.
No, how can you say you care for Jamaica people, you care for Jamaica, and do a thing like that? Every step that Mr. Michael Mann made, JLP come and counter it, you know. You know what about heart?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I was, look here, heart, you know, is just an extension, you know, of natural youth service, you know.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean,
yeah,
right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
National youth service.
Mm.
The man want to keep us in such a backward move, wherein as he don't want poor people or person who cannot read and write to learn to read and to write. That's why he come and kill our Jamal, you know.
Yeah, Jamal. That, but I don't know. That was so horrible. That was so horrible.
Jamal, me tell you,
Mm.
man, JLP, that I said to you, know, they no make no good move for Jamaica, you know. Them no make no good move for Jamaica. And the thing that hurt me so much, my brother. Look at Mr. Golding. Look at the brilliant things that Mr. Golding's father has done for Jamaica.
Yeah, behind the scenes when he was a justice minister in that capacity, he has really
No,
been
I'm talking about
involved.
his father, you know.
Oh,
Mr.
his
Golding's
father.
father.
Oh yeah.
His
No,
father.
I listen. I've told people. I've said this on several occasions. Sir, John Golding, the
Golding,
Honorable Sir
yes.
John Golding. That
Yes.
man has done more for Jamaica than the entire JLP that is presently running right now.
They will not we know
The
that.
entire JLP. I am not biased. I am not over exaggerating. The entire individual that is a part of the JLP right now, including Andrew Holness, that one has done more for Jamaica.
Yes.
You hear what I said? Okay.
Yes, I know. And you know what hurt me? Bolo, you know what hurt me? This man, if you know, it's a height of hypocrisy, you know. Look at Mr. Fiaga. Remember,
I am here, go ahead.
Fiaga about him. Mr. Fiaga is a full white man, you know.
Who that?
Edward Fiaga,
Oh, yeah, man.
a full white man, you know. And the JP people are so hypocritical. Look at Douglas Val. Look at Douglas Val. A Portugal then come from
Yeah, crazy.
Douglas Vaz come from Portugal and people come from Portugal. You understand? So what's the difference? Look at Mr. Golden. Mr. Golden married a black woman.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mr. Golding's mother is a black woman.
You know.
So then how you just want to take?
Yeah, them just
Accept
want to
Fiaga.
rip one side of him. And you see, one of the things, to be honest with you, this is a deeply rooted issue in our community, you know. And we all have to come to grips with it and heal from it, you know. You see the racial, biracial relationships or interracial relationships that yield children that are considered to be light-skinned or mixed. They always get the bitter side of the two sides of the coin. So the white people on that side that is in their feelings, they deal with them a certain way, and then the black people that is on the other side of that union deal with them a certain way as well. It's always been that way, but I think we really need to this shouldn't be something that is being perpetuated by individuals that are supposed to be leaders of a country that is responsible for legislation. They shouldn't be acting like this and really pushing this type of narrative and this type of attack. It's a disgrace. It's an international, it's a global disgrace, to be honest with you. It really is. You're supposed to set an
Yes.
example.
And the thing about it, let us look at this. Suppose say the white dominant country there. Suppose let's say now Jamaican there. The Jamaican black is there. How would we survive?
I don't
Because
know, you
look at
know.
it from this angle.
I don't know, you know, because if you even want to go into the history of America, when they talk about the railroad, where the slaves then they go
Mm-hmm.
through to get free, white people was integral in that
Yeah
as
man, yeah
well.
man.
They had safe houses that white people owned, and they were actively
Mm-hmm.
freeing slaves through the Underground Railroad. So I mean, what are we talking about?
Aye, they call
You
her,
understand what I'm saying?
yes, they call her Moses.
Yeah, so come on,
That
man.
woman,
No, I'm saying
they call her Moses,
in
man.
America, there was multiple white people that was responsible for helping blacks to escape in the
Yes,
Underground
I know that.
Railroad. So
I know that, yeah.
we can't just act as if it's just a bitter history with them. No, obviously there are some really evil white people. It is what it is.
I know
And
that.
there's some really evil black people too that did bad things to us in Africa to their own. It is what it is.
Yes.
And we just have to come to grips with it, understand history,
Ah,
learn and move forward as best as we can. You see me?
as easy as that. As easy as that. That's the thing I know, you know. Because even with the lady, you know, they made a music from her, you know, of her, you know, Moses, you know. They called her Moses. Moses was her name.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so me kind of know history, you know. Me kind of know history. So me kind of know what going on, you understand? I know what is going on. But my brother, let me tell you something. The Labour Party, as I've said to you, you know, the thing that I know that the JLP has done, which is good, is under Bustamante,
Mm-hmm.
is just the national insurance scheme. NIS. I know that's good. But nothing else. Nothing else. Whenever time the PNP, the PNP of the economy in a way, and the JLP come to power, PNP has to come back and rescue back the country.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it, you know.
Yeah.
PNP has to come back. Look at it in the last with the Portia Simpson Miller and Peter Phillips. You remember, man? I
Yeah.
fight them fighting to
Yeah,
bring it back, you know.
that was intense, what they had to do to get back some,
Yeah, they do not
recognition
tell
from
you,
that.
man.
And they seem to want to
And
undermine that effort, which is kinda strange.
yeah,
It's kinda
and they
strange.
always come back. You know, this is what them call, you know, Mulligrub. It means collect. And I
Oh.
don't know why this man want us to bring up back the collect. He'll be upset stomach, you know. He'll be running belly, you know. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear that. You claim, say, the PNP wreck the country. So
Mm-hmm.
all right, people that vote back for you to come to remind people that PNP they wreck the country. It is
Mm-hmm.
your duty, your job to bring the country back to life.
Right.
And so,
You know, in a perfect world or in a perfect democracy, you know what I would like to see from however many political parties are in play. What I would love to see is
anyway,
a
I know everyone say
collaboration.
no.
I would love to see a collaboration, a genuine collaboration between parties. That
Aye,
to show how, you know.
continuation of a good policy.
Yeah, because no, it's not even the policy, you know, it's really to show that they really care about the people. And the
Yes,
main thing is the people above everything else. The people's situation being enhanced
yes,
and bettered more than the party being in power. That is what I want. And I think
exactly. So,
we are very far way away from that presently.
yes,
And hey, like I said, in a perfect world, I would have loved to see the education minister and the shadow minister work together to improve the lives of the kids in the education system. Now, if one individual is actually you know you know doing things skullduggery wise, we have to have a system to uproot the corruption, because that definitely is something that you can't collaborate with a corrupt person.
No, you cannot.
You cannot do that.
Cannot.
It will never work. You get me? It just won't work. So
Okay.
that is the real
Because
issue. People with integrity that can collaborate with each other. I think there's some ministries that we should not be competing in. Education is one of them. Having people get good roads and water is definitely another one. Anything to grow the economy, yeah, I think we should collaborate. I really do. I really do.
Exactly so. Exactly so. That's what I'm saying, you know. If let's say, just say JP come out of power now, and they had a good policy, which is, is far-fetched to think that, but still them have a good policy. Then now you'd say that the PNP, it would be prudent if them follow the good policy.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Because even, I will let me go back to John. And Mr. Sierra had followed Mr. Michael's footstep in terms of educating the people and letting them to read and write.
Yeah,
and carry it on.
He to me was the first tyrant that really stopped the growth of Jamaica. And Andrew Holness has succeeded in at this point, at this juncture. Very Andrew Holness is actually worse than him, in my opinion. In some capacities. In some capacities. You know.
Andrew beat him. Andrew beat him. No man. He's the king, you know. King of deception.
Yeah. Sad boy, sad boy.
King of, me tell you, king of deception.
But no one to take a next call if anything, so
yes, man.
Go, so respect in the general
man.
Time, and thanks for always contributing to the program. You know, I appreciate your voice.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, man, every time, boss. Respect.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, man.
General, you know? Always good to talk to the brother. Always very respectful and eloquent in his dialogue. I wanted to hear from one of the females, you know, but you know, me like to pick on people, ladies and gentlemen. I was picking on somebody, but it looked like they must sleep. But I'm going to go back to this person that I had called, and I didn't get them, and they just voice noted me. So let me. Oh, what did I just do? Did I just exit? Oh Lord. Let me call the bridge. Yes, someone try to call me. Call ended. How is that even possible? The call just ends up. There is a call me. Oh no, what is this? Alright, person call me back. Hello? I'm actually live now. I'm actually live now on the computers. I'm actually live now on the computer.
Okay, you ain't no number for you, son, boy.
Alright, no, sir. No, sir.
You don't have him number, man, but can me do some work on the house, you know, but number miss up.
I will make you ask that now.
Want to talk to him, man.
Okay. But I don't have his number.
I'm a good virgin, man.
Oh, okay, my boss. That's a good bridging talk, man. That is the legend, man.
Yeah, man, I'm a good virgin, man, but me not have him number miss up, man.
them type of important number they have to kind of write down in our local book, you know.
Yeah, that I'm sure I do.
Yeah, man, you have to write it down in our local book. So that is all, you're good?
Yeah, good in our
Alright.
way, yes, but you know, one thing get back in money, man.
Oh,
The my
definitely.
generalship on him, man.
Definitely. I would love for him to reach out to Mr. Ratigan. Yeah, man, I would love for him to.
Vatican.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen no man, I'm ready, me and him talk and call each other and talk, man. Yeah, man, I have him number, man. You know
Well,
the number for him?
no, I don't. But you need to get back Usain Bolt number and then make a
Yeah,
connection
that me
between the
want.
two. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm have one nice house now, but you know.
What are
Yeah, man, him have a vehicle up there with them drive it. Brand new park up.
No, you know what I'm saying? That man laugh off from my boss. Somebody just send me
Mm.
sitting all about. You know what I'm saying? Jamaican people
Yeah.
don't need to build. You don't need to take it easy, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take a look at this. I think I've Daniel, hey, better laugh than quarrel, yeah, man. Upon the NHT also people. Tell me say this safe. Upon them NHT also for 12 million. You know, boss? You see that on your screen? Look on the NHT house for $12 million. Yeah?
Mm.
Mighty God. On board house. Look on the glass them in night. Hey, you not even have to show, you not even have to show one stone of that. Right now, if you light one, if one flames and one flicker just touch that, they will say catch a fire and burn them same time. $12 million house. Look for the house. Hey, be careful there, man. Don't people are real drama to the girls and straight. Don't know easy, you know? I don't know you have a feedback there with bad my boss. I don't know where you listen to. If I me you listen to, yeah. Look like me you listen to, but you can't listen to me and not talk to me at the same time. I understand. If you switch up something. That's mercy. That'd be a problem. Be a problem. Be a problem. Signal bad, everything bad. All that is bad is bad. Try call this and on your car. You know what I'm saying? They do ask something to you. Now if you try to remember people.
Hello.
Yeah, my live, I don't know, bro. Talk to the people, you know. Yeah, opportunity for give your views for everything or go on with the budget and everything. And, you know, the breaking news and everything. Turn off that in our background. Yeah, hear me? You mute.
Yeah, me here.
Alright, go through. Make sure call them back, you know, like, oh, we never saw Uppy last time with his son.
Oh, give me 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
About you.
I don't think you have so long
Yeah.
still, but big up yourself. If me there, I'm there.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Oh, sorry about that. You didn't really have that. Take, somebody else call me now. Hello?
Yeah, Bolo TV.
Yeah, man, I'm live. How you doing, sir?
I'm good enough. Big up yourself, you know, my brethren.
Blessings.
You know, said there are many, not ever called bloggers, there are many channels on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and there is so much credibility to your program.
Thank you,
There's,
sir.
yeah, your program is extremely informative, and you come across as down to earth, but me don't know if people realize how deep you are and factual. And
Respect.
it's not many program I call and say this to. So
My
just big up yourself.
Thank you, sir. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Your program, Mark Golding, live in Augustone, exposing Andrew Holness as a copy budget.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My handicap is that me started to listen to Andrew Holness, and then after a while, me just get extremely boring. So I didn't get a chance to hear his complete thing, which
Oh my God.
I am going to, the fact that it is on social media, I'm going to find the time and go through it, because it
Mm-hmm.
is imperative for me to do so if
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to criticize. You understand?
Yes, I am just
But
going to go there to document the lies. I have to go through it as well. You understand?
yes, I
But go
didn't get
ahead.
it. I didn't. So I am going to suppress myself
You're
with the
right.
boredom and see exactly what was happening. But I knew that he wasn't going to deliver because of what Mark Golding did.
Yeah, man. Mark Golden really mashed them up. I'm talking about. I was shocked. I'm like, what? He talked
And
about
and
everything,
the man touched every
every
aspect.
aspect, Bridget, everything, bro. I swear.
And I'm going to say this to you. Before Mark Golding made his presentation, I was able to predict 85% of the things that Mark Golding was going to speak on.
Mm.
And why was Mark Golding predictable? And I'm going to say this.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a genuine person and you stand for a certain principle, you can be predictable. Talk the
Right.
truth.
That is true.
Don't it? Yes.
Predictability is not a bad thing all the time.
Not a bad thing. So
Mm-hmm.
when people say it's too predictable, you do that in sports,
Mm-hmm.
don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea started off winning a lot of matches because they were playing a type of football. But what
Mm-hmm.
happened? The other opponents who were even below on the table studied their thing, and
Mm-hmm.
within 2 months they were able to counter the, Chelsea style, because Chelsea was becoming too predictable.
Right.
But when we're talking about governance and leadership, it is a positive thing to be predictable,
Mm-hmm.
especially in a good way,
Right.
because I know that
And and
I see
and I don't think it's all the way predictable because a lot of
not
people
100%.
underestimate him, but he's playing chess because he has not
Yes.
really give them the full detail as to how he's going to achieve the things he's going to achieve. I'll take it a step further. What he said tonight at this sitting, he said, listen, I won't get into the intricacies, but trust me, we know exactly what we're going to do to fund the budget that I presented. Trust me. And when he said that,
Yeah.
I was confident. I was like, yeah, you got it, bro.
You believe
You
them.
got it, bro. You got
You
it.
believe them.
Yeah, I believed him. You
You
got it.
believe them.
Yeah, man, you got it, man.
He told Jamaica about 2 months or 3 months ago that he had given up his dual citizenship and is now a Jamaican citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And some persons didn't believe it.
Exactly.
So he might not be predictable in the mind of some persons who always see him in a negative light, which is not a negative person.
Mm-hmm.
So because they see him in a negative light, they can't predict his goodness.
Right. And I
They
can't,
will always predict.
I can't really blame some of them, because the media has done a great job in suppressing his coverage. So
Yeah, and suppressing his qualities.
right, exactly.
You understand? So when he made his presentation, first, it was, one of the things that I smiled when I heard his detractors, like persons from nationwide, was saying, yes, he made some good announcements. They were great. But how is he going to fund it? So you know that they have exposed themselves, one,
Yes.
and they have become vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
because they don't know how it's going to be funded. But the truth is, if Mark Golden come with a plan, a feasible plan as to how it will be funded, then they need to come and say, because they initially had said these are great plans.
Mm-hmm.
Their problem was how it is going to be funded. So
Exactly.
when he answers When he answers that question, they now should be blowing the trumpet of the People's National Party's policy.
Exactly. Exactly.
True or false? And, and I'm not being
You're
political here.
absolutely right, my brother. Because they have put themselves in a corner now. They can't
They
come and
have
say
done that. They
you
have
can't.
made themselves vulnerable.
Yeah, because you see, if they had attacked, see, Mark Golding's speech was so good. If they had attacked the speech in any
And the
other
contents of
way,
it,
in the
yes.
context of it, the people
Yes.
would be looking at them like, wait a minute. So you don't
Oh
want,
gosh.
the disabled to get help. You don't want the elderly to get a flat rate on their bill. So you're telling me that you don't want the young people to get a loan from the government so they can have 1 degree
You
per
understand?
household for the first child. So you're telling me that people you don't want 50,000 people to get a home, 50,000 families to get a home under the housing program. So you're telling me that you don't want all these things. So you're telling me that you don't want to improve healthcare system where all the
You're
machines are
joking.
working. So you're telling me that you don't want to have more efficiency when it comes on to checks and balances where the Auditor General doesn't have to come and tell us that we have trillions of dollars unaccounted for. Look at what the municipalities of the PMP are doing. They are excelling in making sure that they're up to date with those things that the Auditor General wants. You're telling me that you don't want that type of governance? They can't say no. They're in a corner.
I
They
think
cannot say no.
they cannot say no. They cannot say no. And you see, he he was just placed in a corner where I am I was thinking that he was going to come and do some damage control. I don't hear his speech yet, but I am not hearing anybody speaking about some good things that he has done because he should have done some damage control in doing something to convince Jamaicans that them can really buy some Pro Box after 3 years, not with $2,000 a month. He should have done some damage control, and
Listen,
have not heard anything about that.
listen. I have not heard anything either, but I will be going over it.
Yeah, I'm going to go right. So you understand? Him don't address.
That's a
Me no
great
know. Me no
point.
scared
That's
it,
a great point.
but me have to look at it. No, but when I
Oh,
spoke
and
on a
you know,
program
to your
on
point,
Saturday.
hold on, thought. To your point, remember he said, favor excellent speech. So he kind of put himself
Great.
on one corner and to with the pro
Again,
box thing. Go on, go through.
so he should have really come out with a plan tonight that shocked everybody.
Mhm.
And you know how Mark Golden messed him up now because Mark Golden came on partner job program, and I think there was another program and start to release. I think a program with Ralston Hyman and start to release some information as it relates to how he will fund it. Now, in the budget, in the annual budget, there is a $360 billion that is allocated for an item, a line item that is called discretionary spending.
Mhm.
So there is no specific item that this $360 billion is to be spent on.
Right,
So
right.
in as much as the budget is 1 trillion dollar, there is a 300 billion out of it that has not been assigned to any particular project.
Right.
So in all the projects that Mark Golden come with, this $300 billion can cover it. And he is not going to be implementing all his programs in a 1 year thing. It's a phase thing. So
Right.
it can be easily funded. Plus, there, even though there is no new tax, the level of tax that is collected because of inflation and those things keep increasing. And it has been increasing at an average of 27%. You understand? So we are talking at an additional $27 billion in surplus to what you were targeting to earn. And another item, another area that we can create a lot of excess funding from is to cut corruption.
Man, that is the biggest thing, bro. That right
Cut.
there is everything.
Hmm.
That right there is everything.
Bolo, you say if the budget is 1.5 trillion,
Mm-hmm.
is only 500 billion are spent on the project because there is a culture is a three-tier thing where this person have to get cut, another person have to get cut, a third person have to get cut, and the balance is what is used on the project. I heard Andre Orton spoke about it when he was on the platform in Portland that we need to remove this three-tier beneficiary thing.
Right.
And once we can effect it, because Mark Golding is an anti-corruption, pro-integrity boss, and I am
Yeah, it's a
expecting
law,
him.
man. It's a law, man. But
Yes,
here we
man,
go
I
on.
am
Never call you back. I have to call a person before they got them dead. May I call you back
no
here?
problem.
May I
Never
call you
speak.
back?
Yeah, man, I depend on your program, my
Right now,
boss.
may I call you back? Hold
Yeah.
on.
Hello?
Hi, Noreen. Good night. Thank you for taking my call. I know it's a bit late and you're
Okay.
tired. I want to go to bed. But I wanted to know if you heard about the breaking news about Portmore parish bill.
Yes, I did. I did before I stepped out for a bit. I was actually watching both programs. I was watching Andre Partner Draw
Mm-hmm.
and yours as well
Oh,
at
so
the time. And I stepped out for a bit and I not too long came back in.
so
So I wasn't online at all times.
I just wanted to know your thoughts on that. How you feeling now?
Oh my God, it's the best thing. Did you see my comment?
No, I didn't know.
Yes, I did. I
Oh
commented, and
yes,
that's
yes, you
when you
commented
said
earlier. You actually
Nora.
did. You actually did. Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
That was
and that's when
early
you
in the
called me
program.
Nora.
Right,
Right, right.
right, right.
And I stepped out after, so I didn't really get the details, you
So
know?
the detail of it is that they gave an injunction to the bill, so the bill cannot be
Yes.
passed.
Okay, okay.
A temporary injunction. It's a temporary injunction because the opposite. Well,
Yeah, until they go back to court, on
exactly because they said they
yeah,
wanted more time to make
yeah.
their argument. But what
Okay,
I've
good.
heard from Mark Golding is encouraging that, listen, the fact that the judge said it cannot pass there,
Mm-hmm.
it tells you,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to change, the judge is going to change his mind. What are they going to say? It is actually against the Constitution and the judge recognizes
It
that.
is,
You
it
understand?
is,
So
it
they are going to lose another one and power to the
of
people.
course. They always lose when they go to the court.
Well, that,
JP always lose when they go to the court.
but
So,
I don't want to hold you. I just wanted to find out what you thought about that because I wanted to hear from a female perspective.
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I think the little highlight was like I was impressed. I am happy about it.
And
You know, I am happy about it.
what would you grade Anjona's budget speech? Did you listen to it?
I watch it for like maybe 2 minutes, and I just hate to hear the man voice in a way that I don't even follow him up, you know?
Oh my god.
I
This
didn't.
is
And
insane.
honestly, I didn't. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. He's
Listen,
oh, yeah. Mm,
I don't have that issue. My issue is the
mhm.
line. It's the line that gets me. I cannot
Lying
manage
and the
the
thieving
line, Bridget. The
and the stealing.
disingenuousness. Well, it's just a speech. But I'm saying the disingenuousness is like the core issues. He doesn't have the cahoots or the balls to address the SSL issue publicly in a real way. He doesn't have the balls to address his statutory declaration in a real way. Anytime anybody talks about it in parliament, he just turns
He dodges.
sideway and look at them very, very intensely. Like he's
Oh,
saying, why don't you shut up about it now? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Yeah, so I
Yeah, I
really,
understand.
yeah, that is a line for me. But again,
Right.
I don't want to keep you because I
Honestly,
know I'm
and
terrible.
as I said, I did not even listen.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I was at work and I said, let me listen a bit. what he's saying
Mm-hmm.
and see how much more lies he's going to tell. But I just couldn't stand it. I just, you know,
Right.
I just turn it off. So I don't know what was mentioned.
Right. Right. All right. Have a good night and sleep well. You know, you're hard work. You have to get your rest. Get
Yeah, I
that.
have to be up by 5 o'clock, you know.
Get your
And I
beauty
just went
sleep.
on the road and did some work a while ago and come
Oh
back in. And
wow. I don't want
yeah.
you to get any extra wrinkle on my behalf. You know, so get your beauty sleep.
All right, then. No problem, no problem.
Yeah, man. Bless up.
It's always a pleasure tuning in,
All
you
right.
know.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, the platform.
Yeah, man. All right.
Cool.
Later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, shout out to Noreen, man. You have to get a female on here, man. You know, gotta mix it up. Let me get back to the brethren. No, not him. This brethren. Let this brethren I finish up. I just had to touch over this a little bit, you know? Yes, my general. So just like you one extra 5 minutes to make your point and lay down your argument, alright?
Yeah, man,
Cause
no
me cut
problem,
you
and I
off, you see?
appreciate love that, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So as me that say, the position where Margolin put Andrew Holness in, him was at a handicap, and him never do the damage control because mother hear it. Mother hear it a echo, cause me a search Facebook and thing and social media, YouTube, and me not see nothing striking that came out. But when me watch it in detail, me will see in what way he has done any damage control. But I know it was going to be a hard task for him to match what um Mark Golding did. But in as much as I am saying it is hard, it's not really hard because if you have $300 billion that you don't assign to anything, he could have really come, or I would expect him to come with something that would, use up that and have an impact on the mind of the Jamaican people and Jamaican voters. So when I watch this thing and see, I will know exactly where this thing is going. But I would have picked it up already, especially from the JLP bloggers, you know. But I don't see them. I don't see them really showing themselves. So it is saying to me that he has not done anything to motivate them to
Well,
come out and be ringing any bells.
I don't listen to them, you know, but I did come across on TikTok. Chopper John was live and his title was Andrew Holness Exposed Mark Holding Lies, and I was like, huh? What lies are you talking about? The man brought all the statistics to show like, yo, everything is legit, bro. So
Mark Golding is not known to be a liar.
yeah, I mean, come on.
And once you go and come on in public space to accuse him of being a liar, you're going to look like a stupid person and somebody who is not credible with your argument. So they can't attack him on those angles. They're not going to win.
And then this man who is talking is a man that is a beneficiary of cronyism, man. Like, bro, stop.
Come on, you understand? You don't have no credibility.
You're not a project manager. You're not qualified. How in the hell are you supervising a project that is taking so many years to finish? Isn't it the Cornwall Hospital that he's responsible for? Cornwall Regional Hospital.
He's a project
He's
manager
a
down there, I
project
think.
manager, and it's taking so
Yeah.
long and so much more billions to finish.
It's a feeding tree.
I
It's a
wonder
feeding tree.
why. I wonder why. Anywho,
It's a feeding tree. Because remember, I tell you, two-third of the project fund goes to things that are not related directly to the project in terms of
yeah, I remember you saying that.
the
But
real
listen,
expenditure.
I think that Andrew Holness has played all his cards because one of the things that he was pushing. I don't know why so much people watching me and none of you guys are commenting enough. I know it's late, but come on, guys. It's kind of weird to see the last comment was like an hour ago. But anyway, I'm saying that I think Andrew Holness is out of ideas. Because one of the things that he did to win the election was to use all the things that the Jamaican people was upset with the PMP about. Every
That's right.
single point that the PMP and JLP was upset with the PMP about, thinking that they could have done more, and the narratives that was put out there about them, which we now learn, a lot of them was untrue. Finsack was untrue, the way how they phrased that, and then Portia Simpson Miller should get way more credit than she actually did. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
when you look at the facts and the fiscal discipline that her and Peter Phillips, pretty much practice to get us out of the hole that JP put us in. I mean, when you
Yeah.
learn all those things, born again, big up yourself. When you learn all those things, and then Andrew Holness come and say, listen, we need good governance, we need transparency, we need all of this, and the Integrity Commission is formed, and your certification cannot be certified, bro. He gave us 100-day promise and did not fulfill one of them. I mean, you have a hospital which going on for 7 years now, costing $2 billion at first, and then going to that trillions of dollars in the education system, the healthcare system, the signing of the Samoa agreement, changing our culture, going
Hey,
into another direction. Like this man, when he said he's not going to leave Jamaica the way he saw it, we really didn't understand what he meant. This man is the
mm,
devil from hell, Bridget,
destroying the morals and
destroying
ethics,
every fabric of the
the
Jamaican culture.
moral and ethics
Everything. Huh?
of the
No,
country.
sir.
And remember, we're a Christian country, and a lot
Thank
of them
you.
don't understand.
Thank you.
A lot of them don't understand what it means. When we say Jamaica is a Christian country,
Mm-hmm.
what does that really mean?
Me.
Or how did we gain the title to be a
Right.
Christian country?
Exactly.
When our foreparents, and this is the last point I'm going to make, just
Mm-hmm.
allow me a minute or
Yeah, man, go
probably
ahead.
two. When our foreparents came from Africa, Africa was the land where Jesus Christ, because a lot of persons don't want us to call that name, but I am a witness that the story of Jesus is not just a story, but it's a reality. When these Africans were there in Africa, where Jesus was walking up all over the place, they never accepted his message. The Bible say he came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become, or to be called, to become the sons of God, even to them that believe upon his name. Our African brothers, our foreparents, never endorsed Jesus. Jesus told his disciples, go into Europe and Asia and spread this gospel, because Africa is not endorsing it. The Europeans took it on, albeit they changed it their own way to suit their own culture, their own beliefs. But they took it on, and they took on the name of Jesus or Yeshua. And they became rich out of it. They became rich out of it. No, they became world ruler, the English in particular. When they captured Jamaica from the Spanish who came here first, and they brought more Africans who had rejected the gospel of Jesus Christ, these Africans were under punishment. But the blessings that they received was that their slave master was endorsing the gospel of Jesus Christ. Now, when they started learning to read and to learn the English language, because that was one of the things that the English did when they captured the land, they taught their language. So when an amount of our Africans, including Paul Bogle and some others, learned to read and understand the English language and started to read the King James Version Bible,
They came upon a scripture that said all men are equal. Call no man your master except the Lord. And that stirred up a revolution among the slaves were on the plantation because of their understanding of the scripture by virtue of learning the English language, which Paul Bogle and some other missionary had come and started to teach them English and help them to read and understand the scripture. That was the main factor that started the rebellion on the plantation all over. Shortcut. After we were able to send a letter to England and said, look here, your religion, your Bible states that all men are equal, call no man or master. So how you are calling us your property when your religion is saying this and saying that? So they had a conference in England and they had to make a decision is either to abandon their religion or abandon slavery. And they chose to keep their religion and abandon slavery. And that was how Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean gained emancipation. So that is the main reason why Jamaica and a lot of the Caribbean country is declared as a Christian country. So any day we go against the principles of the Bible, destruction going to reach us. So when Andrew Holness take up himself and go take money to promote gayism in Jamaica without an ultimatum or a referendum is called and the people decide that, judgment over him head.
Yes, sir.
So we are a Christian country and we are to endorse the Holy Scriptures. And we are to make sure that our lead. Have we ever gone through our national anthem and see the line by line and see it's a prayer? It's a prayer.
The pledge. I'm going to start reading it every time I come on here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because our politicians need to be reminded of this.
Not just the politicians, we the Jamaican people as well.
Everybody for real. You understand? So Jamaica is a Christian country and we need to promote the principles, the ethics that is found in the Bible. So when Mark Golding came and before Julian Robinson would have given you 4E and Mark Golding came and give you a 5E is using
ethics.
President's privilege. President privilege give him the authority to add to anything.
Right.
You understand? So he would have allowed his ministers to put together something and would have gone through it and probably made a little correction and thing, but he had something personal to his heart and he wouldn't even add it to it at the time when they were going to present because that's their work and he approved it. But then he had to add something because of president privilege, but the ethics that he added to it put the icing on the cake.
That was the most important part of it.
Oh, I believe so too.
And he also expressed how important it was in this speech in Augusta.
Yeah,
he spoke about it again.
Yes, I just barely saw the part that you showed, so I haven't watched everything.
Yeah, man.
But
talk about it, man.
I'm telling you, man. But you see, you have something named karma. It'll reach the JLP them. It'll reach them. You understand? And you see the people get 2 term from them, and the people sick and tired of them. People sick and tired of them. So a lot of things is going against them.
Yeah, man. Appreciate them, my brethren, you know?
Yeah, thanks for the time, too, my brethren. Thanks for the time that you give me for your program. As I said, I always log into your thing and I respect the level of professionalism and facts that you bring out and breaking news. And just continue do your thing and keep the thing real.
Thank you, my brethren.
Yeah, man, bless up. I'm gonna have your number in my thing, so you don't know.
Yeah, man.
We keep in touch and we keep the contact rolling. We're not gonna make you know who me is online, but we can talk personally and you know exactly who me is.
Respect.
All right, bless up yourself.
Yeah, man.
Powerful, ladies and gentlemen. Man, that's why you can't miss a live stream, man. Can't miss a live stream. You never know what you're gonna get. You never know what gems are gonna be dropped. You know what I mean? Hey, all you gotta do is go do some research. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying what the historical references that he made are 100% or 99% accurate. I'm just saying, if you listen to what he just said and it does not spark you to actually go and do some research, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, bro. That right there was said with utter conviction. That sounded like an individual that knows exactly what they're talking about. I'm just saying. But if you have any contention with it, in terms of the historical things that he said, go ahead and do the research, man. So it bodes well for everybody. It's a win-win situation as far as I'm concerned. The dialogue was great. It was positive. And, we had a few people. There's one person that was trying to call me back, but it looked like it's a missed call still. Just confirm. I think it was a missed call in terms of they never really wanted to call. You know what I mean? Yes, General. I wrap up and
Yeah, yeah.
no. A mistake you can call me.
No, 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 no. Byron, I go call him and give him my number, and then get back to you.
Oh, okay,
So I
okay.
have Byron number and I have Louis Lamson number.
Yeah, man. All right.
So anytime you pass it, I make you have it.
Yeah, all right. Respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So take care of yourself now. All right, cool.
Blessings with you.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Everybody is going to bed, but I still got work to do behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of thumbnails to make and a lot of stuff to post on both of my platforms. So I want to say thank you all so much. And see you guys, later on Bolo VNR 2.0. All right. When you see me go live on Bolo VNR clips, man, I'm telling you, it's some different type stuff, right? And I think we proved that tonight. So, click the bell and click all so you can get all notifications. Bolo VNR clips, I don't really advertise when I'm gonna go live, like, send it in the group. I don't really do that because I want it to be organically built, for the most part. And to be honest with you, I was impressed the other day when I think it was Mark Golding's speech or something. I don't remember what I went over on the page. And when I looked at the chat, I almost had 300 people. I don't think I've done 10 lives on this platform. So, that was very encouraging, to be honest with you guys. It really was. It was very encouraging when I saw that the live that I did the other day. Wow, it actually has 6,000 points. Whoa, I didn't even. Whoa. Okay, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have literally done 7 live streams on this platform, ladies and gentlemen. 7. Only 7. And one of them, I canceled the live and went on Bolo VNR 2.0. So that one, really, it was like 5 minutes. The last one that I did, so it really didn't count. But I didn't even realize that this live stream got 6,200 views. Man, that is awesome. Wow. Hey, man, I'm super proud, man. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, thank you guys for your continued support, man. Thank y'all so much. That's my time. I'm gonna head up on up out of here. And hey, check the premieres out. You heard? Check the premieres out. Get used to those premieres. All right. Let's get the likes and the viewership up. All right. See you guys later. Have a wonderful morning, night, wherever you are in the world. All right. Peace and blessings.